In the quiet suburb of Maplewood, the picturesque homes lined with white picket fences concealed a darkness that few could imagine. Behind one such door lived Robert Lawson, a seemingly perfect husband and father, known for his charm and unwavering dedication to his family. He was the kind of man who would volunteer at the local school and help neighbors with their yard work, earning the respect of everyone in the community. But underneath the facade lay a hidden truth. Robert was involved in a secret affair with his sister-in-law, Rachel, the younger sister of his wife, Lisa. Rachel, a strikingly beautiful woman in her late 20s, had moved back to Maplewood after a failed marriage. Though she was well-liked, whispers followed her wherever she went, rumors about her tumultuous past and the affair with Robert that was set to disrupt the lives of everyone involved. The affair had begun innocently enough, sparked by shared late-night conversations and mutual feelings of loneliness. As weeks turned into months, the bond between Robert and Rachel deepened, leaving them entangled in a web of desire and deceit. Robert's commitment to his family faltered under the weight of his desires, and he found himself torn between two worlds. As summer faded into fall, the tension in the Lawson household mounted. Lisa began to sense that something was amiss. Robert's late nights at work and sudden changes in his behavior didn't escape her notice. She began to question him, but each time he deftly deflected her concerns with reassuring words and tender gestures. However, the truth has a way of surfacing, and when it does, it often leaves destruction in its wake. On a chilly October evening, the tension boiled over. Robert had promised to take Lisa out for their anniversary, but at the last minute, he made up an excuse about a last-minute business meeting. Lisa's heart sank, and she felt a deep sense of betrayal. Her suspicions only grew as she saw Rachel's car parked outside their home. In an attempt to confront Robert, Lisa decided to drop by the house unexpectedly. What she discovered shattered her world. As she entered the dimly lit living room, her heart raced and she could feel her hands trembling. The scene before her was one she would never forget. Robert and Rachel were entangled on the couch, their whispers and laughter echoing through the room. Robert, Lisa's voice cut through the air, filled with disbelief and rage. Startled, both Robert and Rachel jumped apart. The look of shock on Robert's face quickly transformed to one of guilt. Rachel, wide-eyed, stood frozen, her hand instinctively moving to cover her mouth. "Lisa, I can explain," Robert stammered, panic flooding his voice. "Explain what?" Lisa shot back, her heart pounding. "That you've been cheating on me with my sister." Tension crackled in the air. Lisa's world was crumbling, and she struggled to process the betrayal. She felt like a character in a nightmare, desperately trying to wake up. "Please, let's talk about this," Robert pleaded, his tone shifting from shock to desperation. But Lisa wasn't listening. She felt rage coursing through her veins, fueled by the pain of betrayal. The woman she had trusted most had betrayed her, and her husband had been unfaithful. She stormed out, leaving the two behind, her heart heavy with anguish. Rachel, feeling the weight of her actions, attempted to calm Robert. "What are we going to do?" "She'll tell everyone. Our lives will be ruined. We'll figure something out," Robert replied, though his voice lacked conviction. He felt the walls closing in, the weight of their secret suffocating him. As the night wore on, Lisa was consumed by thoughts of betrayal and revenge. She couldn't bear the thought of facing her family, her friends, or anyone in their small town. But deep down, she knew she had to confront them both. And as the sun dipped below the horizon, a plan began to take shape in her mind, one that would end this twisted love triangle once and for all. As the clock struck midnight, Lisa sat alone in her dimly lit kitchen, the only sound, the rhythmic ticking of the wall clock, echoing her heartbeat. The betrayal cut deeper than any physical wound. Each tick seemed to taunt her, a reminder of the love she thought she had, now shattered. In her heart, anger morphed into something darker. She felt like a volcano on the brink of eruption, and she knew she had to act before the weight of her emotions consumed her entirely. Lisa pulled out her phone and scrolled through her contacts, pausing on Rachel's name. Memories flooded her mind, sisterly laughter, shared secrets, and now this grotesque betrayal. The rage rage surged again. Hours passed as Lisa wrestled with her thoughts. She wanted to confront Robert and Rachel again, to expose their secret, but as she plotted, a more sinister idea crept into her mind. What if she could turn the tables? What if, instead of being the victim, she could reclaim her power? The following day, with a plan forming, Lisa feigned normalcy. She went through the motions, helping her daughter with schoolwork, attending to household chores, and putting on a smile for the neighbors. But inside, her thoughts churned with a mix of anger and determination. That evening, Lisa called Robert, her voice steady, despite the storm brewing inside her. "Can we talk? I need to understand what's going on." "Of course. I'll be home soon," Robert replied, unaware of the storm that awaited him. As the sun dipped below the horizon, Lisa prepared for the confrontation. She set the table for dinner, laying out Robert's favorite meal, all the while imagining the look on his face when she revealed her knowledge of the affair. She wanted to catch him off guard, to make him squirm as she laid bare the truth. When Robert finally arrived, he greeted Lisa with a kiss, oblivious to her inner turmoil. "Smells amazing. You're the best," he said, taking a seat at the table. Lisa forced a smile, hiding her true feelings. "Thanks. I thought we could use a nice dinner together, just the two of us." As they ate, the tension was palpable. Lisa's heart raced as she planned her words carefully. Finally, as Robert set down his fork, she spoke, her voice trembling slightly. "Robert, we need to talk about Rachel." His expression shifted, the warmth in his eyes cooling, as he realized the conversation was heading toward the inevitable confrontation. Don't lie to me," she interrupted, her voice rising. I saw you with her." The silence that followed was deafening. Robert's face drained of color and he stammered, "Lisa, I can explain. It was a mistake, a moment of weakness." "A mistake?" Lisa echoed, her voice dripping with disbelief. "You call sleeping with my sister a mistake? You've been lying to me for months." "Please, just let me explain," Robert pleaded, panic flashing across his face. But Lisa wasn't interested in his explanations. She was fueled by anger, driven by a need to regain control. "I know everything, Robert. I know about the late-night calls, the excuses. You think I'm blind? I never wanted to hurt you," he said, desperation creeping into his voice. Lisa's mind raced with thoughts of revenge. "You've taken everything from me, Robert. My trust, my love. You think I'll just sit back and let this go? What do you mean?" Robert's eyes widened, confusion mingling with fear. Suddenly, Lisa's facade cracked, revealing the turmoil beneath. "I'm not the one who should be scared, Robert. You and Rachel have made this personal. If you think I'll allow you to walk away unscathed, you're sorely mistaken." The weight of her words hung in the air, and Robert's expression shifted from confusion to realization. "Lisa, what are you talking about?" But before she could answer, the doorbell rang, cutting through the charged atmosphere. It was Rachel. Lisa glanced at Robert, a wicked smile creeping onto her face. "Why don't you let her in? I think we all need to talk." Robert shot her a look of panic, but Lisa only leaned back in her chair, arms crossed, as he reluctantly opened the door. Rachel stepped in, her cheerful demeanor quickly fading as she sensed the tension. "What's going on?" Rachel asked, glancing between them. "Just having a little family discussion," Lisa said, her tone icy. "Sit down, Rachel. We need to clear the air." As Rachel sat, the mood shifted. Lisa could see the fear in Rachel's eyes, a flicker of realization dawning on her. She had walked into a trap. "I'm done playing games," Lisa declared, her voice steady. "You both think you can just waltz into my life and take everything from me? You're sorely mistaken." Robert's face paled as the truth of the situation settled in. "Lisa, please don't." But Lisa interrupted, her voice cutting through his plea. "You need to hear this, Robert. I know you've been planning to leave me. I know about the money you've been siphoning off and your plans to run away with Rachel." Panic flashed in Robert's eyes. "I was going to fix this. I swear. Fix this." Lisa laughed bitterly. "You think you can fix it by running away? No, Robert. You've made your choice, and now it's time to face the consequences." Rachel's voice quivered as she spoke. "Lisa, please, let's not do this. We can work this out." "Work it out?" Lisa repeated, incredulous. "You think I'd ever trust either of you again? No, this ends now." As the confrontation escalated, Lisa's emotions spiraled. In her heart, she knew she was walking a dangerous line, but the thought of losing everything to the two people she trusted most drove her forward. "I've thought about how to end this," Lisa said, her tone chilling, "and I've decided that I will make you both regret ever crossing me Robert's face turned to one of desperation as he pleaded with her. "Lisa, please, don't do this. We can fix it." But Lisa was no longer listening. Her mind was set, and the shadows of her thoughts began to manifest into dark intentions. In that moment, the family dinner transformed into a battleground. The stakes raised higher than ever. As she looked at Robert and Rachel, a sinister idea took root in her mind. If they thought they could betray her without repercussions, they were about to learn a harsh lesson about love, loyalty, and the lengths one would go to reclaim their power. Lisa stood firm, the weight of her emotions compelling her forward as she faced Robert and Rachel. The dining room, once a place of family dinners and laughter, now felt like a courtroom where the accused sat waiting for their fate. "I've given this a lot of thought," Lisa began, her voice steady but laced with an undercurrent of fury. "And I've realized that I can't let you both get away with this." Robert shifted uncomfortably, glancing at Rachel, whose expression was a mix of fear and confusion. "Lisa, please, we can talk this through. We can find a way to make this right," he implored. But Lisa's resolve had hardened. "You've made your choices. This isn't about making it right anymore. This is about consequences." Rachel's eyes widened in alarm. "What do you mean, consequences?" Lisa leaned closer, her eyes narrowing. "You both think you can just walk away without repercussions, but you're mistaken. I'm done being the victim." As Lisa spoke, she felt a dark sense of power washing over her. The affair had shattered her, but now she realized she could use that pain to fuel her actions. She had a plan, one that would ensure Robert and Rachel understood the depths of her betrayal. "Lisa, please don't do anything rash," Rachel pleaded, her voice trembling. But Lisa wasn't in a mood to be swayed. "It's too late for that. I've already thought of a way to make you both pay." Robert stood up, panic flaring in his eyes. "What are you talking about? You're scaring me." "Good," Lisa replied, her tone icy. "You should be scared. You took everything from me. You thought you could replace me, but I won't let that happen." In a fit of rage and despair, Lisa stormed out of the room, leaving Robert and Rachel staring after her, fear etched on their faces. She moved to the garage, her mind racing. There, she found what she needed: Robert's old hunting knife, a relic of his past that had always been stored away. With the knife in hand, Lisa returned to the living room, her heart pounding. The sight of Robert and Rachel sitting together, their expressions one of confusion and fear, stoked the fire within her. "Lisa, put that down," Robert shouted, his voice laced with desperation. "No, you both need to understand the gravity of what you've done," she screamed back, the knife glinting in the dim light. "Think about our daughter," Rachel exclaimed, her voice rising. "You can't do this. You'll ruin everything." Lisa paused, the thought of her daughter piercing through her fury. She felt a brief flicker of hesitation, but then the image of betrayal flooded back. The late nights, the laughter shared between Robert and Rachel, the shattered trust. "You've already ruined everything," Lisa spat, "and now you'll face the consequences." In that moment, a realization struck Lisa. This wasn't about the knife or physical harm. It was about regaining her power and ensuring they understood the pain they had caused her. With a deep breath, she took a step back, lowering the knife slightly. "Instead of hurting you physically, I'll make you suffer in a way you never expected," she said, her voice low and cold. "I'll expose you both." Confusion washed over Robert. "Expose us? What do you mean?" "I'll tell everyone the truth," she replied, her eyes hardening. "I'll go to our friends, our family, and the community. They'll know exactly what you did. You'll be the talk of the town, the couple that betrayed the good wife." Rachel's face paled, and she shook her head. "You wouldn't do that. You love your family." Lisa's laugh was bitter. "Love? You think love will save you now? You've destroyed my trust, and I won't let you both walk away unscathed." With that, Lisa turned on her heel and marched to the front door, her heart racing with newfound determination. She knew she had to act quickly. As she stepped outside into the chilly night air, she felt the weight of the knife in her pocket, a symbol of her anger transformed into a tool for her newfound purpose. She would tell everyone. She would reclaim her story. In the following days, the whispers began. Lisa went to friends, family, and neighbors, recounting the betrayal she had suffered at the hands of her husband and sister. The community, once filled with admiration for Robert, was shocked. They had always seen him as the perfect husband, the ideal father. The truth hit hard, and Robert and Rachel found themselves ostracized, their relationship scrutinized under the harsh light of gossip and judgment. Lisa watched from the sidelines, a grim satisfaction settling over her as she saw their world crumble. In the end, it wasn't a knife or violence that brought Robert and Rachel down, but the weight of their choices. They faced the consequences not through bloodshed, but through the destruction of their reputations and relationships. Lisa's path was not without pain, but she emerged stronger, finding solace in the love she had for her daughter and the community that rallied around her. She had reclaimed her power, ensuring that betrayal would not define her, but rather lead her toward a new beginning.